because you know they never catch you for everything that you do. You feel me? But
Yeah,
that's what it
okay.
is.
And I think it's dope too how like while you were at the telemarketing spot, you learned the game. And then while you learned the game, you went and started your own. Just for like once again, bro, you don't have to answer this. I'm not
No,
trying to
go
like
ahead.
ask
Yeah, yeah.
police questions, but
Nah,
this
go
out of
ahead.
like out of understanding of the charges, right? So whenever you began to like so pretty much you went to prison for just like double swiping or triple swiping these
Nah,
cards whenever they bought a timeshare. You just kept running it up on their card
let me.
like double,
Let,
triple charging him, and that's why you went to prison for that. That's considered fraud.
no, matter of fact, to tell you the truth again, is you know I'm actually I wouldn't say honored, but I don't mind. I don't mind sharing this. All right, so the first one. Mind you, again, I'm 24, 25 years old. I have this telemarketing office. So, to make a long story short, a hurricane had passed during one of those years. I forgot what it's. This is like '06 or '05 or something. Hurricane passed. We lose power. When we lose power, we end up losing our merchant account because all of our clients couldn't get a hold of us. So, my neighbor, my business neighbor, like we have this office here, there's a neighbor next to me. He opened up the same business as me because he was jealous. He was racist, right? So when he opened up the same business as me, I was like, oh, okay, wow, I'm going to get my get back. I'm going to just wait. So when I lost my merchant account and everything, I said, okay, let me go ahead. And I went up to him and said, let me go ahead and process all my transactions through your merchant account. Of course, he got the greed in his head. He was like, yeah, no problem. So first month we processing transactions, no problem. But, I said again, greed got the best of me. We started double, triple, quadrupling charges through his merchant account. He's paying me out unaware, unbeknownst to all of the, fuckery, aka that I got going on in the background. So he ends up, clients end up canceling, charging back. He gets irate, and then boom, month later, BSO raised my office. So that was the first instance. Um, I got out, I bonded out. Then after that, I started doing some other scams and everything like that with like PayPal and other, crap to kind of like survive and make money, right? But then I went back into timeshares again. But because I lost my merchant account, I was just having clients wire me the money. So for 2 years, basically, I was just opening up fake offices all throughout the country in different states and everything like that. And I would just have clients wire me the money to sell their timeshare, which to put it better perspective, the whole scam was basically I was the broker. I was the middleman between somebody selling their timeshare and somebody wanting to buy a timeshare. So I would call the seller and say, hey, I have a buyer. They're willing to pay you 10%, but you got to pay me the transaction fee, the closing costs, and everything like that is 10% of the transaction, which is the normal transaction is like 100,000, 50,000. So 10% of that is $10,000. So you'll get somebody to wire you 5,000 for the transaction. You tell them you're going to close within 30 days, and after 30 days, it's bye bye. You don't hear from me no more. So yeah.
Dang. Okay, so two questions, right? So whenever you were running the like you were doubling and tripling like the accounts through his merchant account, I'm assuming because you wouldn't do that on your own merchant account because obviously the paper trail will go back to you immediately. So
Yeah.
you assume that doing it through him, like he wouldn't be aware of it or wouldn't like paper trail, it couldn't prove you wrong. So what had happened? So whenever the feds round down on you, so what did he like turn state witness and like make a statement saying that those were your merchant accounts that he became a witness like in your case?
Again, well, to answer your question specifically, he knew when everything was ran on his account and then the client started canceling and everything, he the one that initiated to get the cops to raid my office and everything. Was he aware I was double, triple charging? No, he wasn't aware. Was I aware that this was going to come back on me? I thought it would more go back on him than me, right? So to answer your question, right? And plus, I'm young, and that's why I said I guess I sometimes when you think you're so smart, but you're really stupid, right? So at that point, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get back at you. I'm thinking I'm smart, I'm going to just go run it all up. But I'm so naive not realizing, damn, this shit could come back on me too, right? So at that point, that's kind of the situation, what it is. I just ain't have a fuck attitude, So it was just sort of like get back from me in a way.
So the feds ran down on you, right?
Yeah, no, it was BSO. BSO ran down on me. Actually, the only reason
What is BSO? Excuse me.
Bro,
Explain it to
oh,
the view.
I'm sorry. Broward Sheriff's Office,
Okay.
which that's where the office was located here in Broward County, And so the sheriff's office here in Broward County raided my office. Everybody, went home. Nobody got locked up. It was just me because I had an unrelated situation. I had a firearm with me. I was the only one that got locked up, but that was it pretty
Okay,
much.
so for that prison bid, what was the end up like? What did you end up charged with? How many years did you get, and then what prison did you go to first?
That particular instance that happened in '08, I bonded out. So I bonded out, and it's funny, I caught 3 more charges, because that happened like in '08, right? Yeah, I said '08. I got locked up in 2010. So for 2 years, from
You
'08
were
to
out on bond.
I was out on bond, right? And I was catching more felonies. So that particular story that I just shared with you that happened in '08, I bonded out 2 years after that. I caught more felonies until 2010, going to court for the '08 case and everything. They just said, you know what, you a menace. We're going to now put a warrant for you and you got to sit and everything.
And
So
those other cases, those were like the PayPal, other fraud type stuff you were talking about?
exactly, yeah.
Okay, so what were you, with all those cases, what were you convicted with at the end? How much time did you get?
So I caught 120 months. The final disposition was 120 months, followed by 10 years probation and 250,000 in restitution. The offenses was first-degree organized fraud, 2 counts of money laundering, and also unlawful use of personal identification.
And the feds didn't pick that up?
No, it was actually, my case was very interesting. I was supposed to actually have a lesser time than what I caught. I open plead in front of my judge, and I had a paid lawyer, high paid lawyer and everything like that. He told me, don't open plea. Again, me thinking I'm too smart. Oh, it's, nonviolent crime. It's my first time going to prison. I'm thinking, damn, she's going to bless me with probation. So, when you open plea, you sitting here explaining yourself to the judge, asking for remorse and mercy. As I'm trying to ask for mercy, she's not giving me no eye contact. She's basically completely shows, no compassion or empathy towards me. And as I'm talking, it's like as I'm talking right now in my head, I'm like, damn, I think I fucked up, right? So as soon as she, it's like she couldn't wait till I was done. As soon as I was done, okay, Mr. Paul, yeah, the court denies your and we sentence you to, to the sentence I just read off. And that moment right there, my life changed because I want to put this in perspective. I thought I was going home that day. So think about when one day you think you're going home to now learning you're going to spend 120, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, damn. And that was a life-changing moment. Of course, throughout what's very, very interesting about my story, because of that, when I got to the chain gang, I ended up becoming a law clerk. So for the, I guess half the time in my bid, I'm a law clerk. I'm fighting my case. I got myself back to court pro se, gave some time back and everything like that. Of course, helping other inmates on with their DRs, got other inmates back to court and everything. And me doing that, I wrote a book in prison. I educated myself and everything. And so that kind of like prepped me for, the person I am right now and what I got going on. So, it's funny, this whole interview, out of all the negatives that I just did, prison, I tell this, although I have an issue with the amount of time I did, going to prison was the biggest blessing for me, man. It completely changed my life around because, again, I was able to know the law. I was able to educate myself, enlighten myself, empower myself, met some of the smartest individuals that walk this planet on earth. I've met prosecutors. I've met, ex-lawyers, and when I say prosecutor, yeah, I actually met a prosecutor that got locked up. He was in our unit. So engineers, doctors, a lot of these pill mill doctors, I sat and had conversations with them. You see, like, these people are smart. So again, I've met a lot of smart people in prison. So prison changed my life for the good because you realize, okay, what's the evil to stay away from, and also take all that and just turn it into a light, turn it into positivity.
That's fire, bro. All right, let me rewind this some, just for clarity. So, whenever you open pled, what was the initial like plea deal that
5 years?
5 years,
and I'm in 3, and I with game time I had like 2 years in, or
that would have
something
been
like
time
that.
served. You would have done a year. Damn.
I would have done a year on the pound and got out on work release.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, man.
All right, so what? So you went FBOC. You went.
I went to South Florida Reception Center.
Okay.
And because I was went in to become a law clerk, they kept me there.
Okay.
So I was a law clerk there for about 5 years until I got caught with a phone. When I got caught with a phone, they shipped me to Okeechobee.
All right.
Yeah.
Just lean into some of your prison experience a little bit, and then we'll focus on like the release and the transition out. Hold on, little question about the prison bid. All right. So I mean, it's fire. Obviously, right when you caught your time, you were committed to like studying law, so that way you could fight your case. But was that like an immediate response for you? Like right when you went up the road, you were like, nah, I gotta learn the law. I gotta fight my case. I gotta come back home. Or was it like you were depressed, you were upset, you wanted to wild out with violence or whatever? And like explain how you navigated your prison time. Some people go to prison, they bang, they rob, they get caught up in gambling, or there's a million ways you can do time. So explain that process for you and how you did time.
Well, first thing first, I knew I wasn't gonna go in there and be no, big dick. Let me go ahead and fight everybody. Nah, that wasn't. I knew that was not the case. So to answer your question, I said, nah, I'm gonna fight this. I'm not doing all of this. Although I end up doing all of the prison sentence that I was sentenced, right? But I said I did get a little bit of remedy. But to answer your question, I just said, hell nah, I'm not taking all of this. So as soon as I got there, they put you in the kitchen. They either go put you on inside grounds or the kitchen, right? That's the first job they put you on. So I'm working in the kitchen until I think my direct appeal, I lost it, because you got 30 days to file a direct at 3,800. I lost that. As soon as I lost that, I said, nah, man, I want to be a law clerk. I want to put in for it, And then I put in for it, and they just kept me there. So it was just two things, working out and studying the law. They tell you to stay away from the 3 G's, gays, gambling, and gangs, right? So, they tell you that first quarter. So I already knew. I was like, okay, all 3 of them don't even pertain to me. You feel me? Although I did learn how to play poker in prison. Every game was a book, right? Yeah, you feel me? But outside of that, but to answer your question, I knew I wasn't going to wild out. I knew from jump I was going to do something to cut some of this time down. You feel me? So, and that's what it is. I just had my mindset on a whole different lane and everything. And, to bring a little entertainment in the situation, prison was, man, it's scary for people that's watching this. Y'all know, man, this is my first bid. You get out the bus, they strip you naked. They, the CEO there, he's waiting to slap the first person to get out of line. You feel me? And you just intimidated. By the time you go through the whole intake and everything, I had a little hair then. You feel me? So they shave your hair off and everything. So you go inside the dorm, then you like, damn, it's here, right? And I think I see my first fight like the second day or something like that. Then it's like, okay, man. Then I see my first stabbing like the following week. Throughout the 9-year bid, I end up seeing somebody get killed. Somebody got raped. I've seen, gang initiations. I've seen all that dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've seen COs get it. You feel me? I've seen COs get checked. You feel me? So everything that you see in the movies, for the most part, I would say is real. Some of the movies is, they dramatize it too much, but prison is definitely a messed up place. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody, but it depends on the individual, because it can make or break you. You go in there with the BS, they're going to give you everything that you're looking for. But if you go in there wanting to change your life, there is a window. May not be as big, but there is a window where you can change your life up in there too.